Hi, it's Cheryl. Welcome to Homebridge Studio. For today's video, I have 4 creative pumpkin crafts to share with you. And today's video is part of the Craft Your Stash collaboration, which I'll tell you about shortly. But first, let's just go make something fun. Okay, number 1. This is a pumpkin ceramic container, and here's how I made it. I have this ceramic container. I believe I've had it for a year or two. It is from the Dollar Tree. I have some Spanish moss, a bunch of ribbon. These I picked up from Michael's a year or two ago. They were $9.99, but I got them on sale for sure. But I use these a lot. I love them. There's a lot of different choices. I have some antique wax and some pumpkin chalk paint. Oh, also a little stem or stick piece from my backyard. So I'm just going to paint this whole piece, not the inside, but the top and the sides, and not the bottom either, of both of these pieces. And here I just painted this side. So I'm going to put 3 coats on that. So the first coat was just plain old chalk paint. The second coat, I put some Mod Podge in it, mixed it around because that will help the paint to stick on there, to adhere onto it and not scratch off. So for my second coat, I brushed it on the top, the sides of the lid, and then also the bottom container around the sides. And for the third coat, which also has a Mod Podge mixed in with it, I took the little dabber there and I dabbered it. I dabbed it all over, and it gives it a little bit of texture, although some of that texture kind of smooths out after a while, but it still gives it a little bit of texture. You don't see those brush strokes. Now I have this little brush here. It is a makeup brush. I've showed you in my last couple of videos. I'm really crushing on these. You get a little teeny container from the Dollar Tree in the makeup section. They're makeup brushes, and I love these for distressing things, especially these little teeny ones. They work like a charm and they clean up really well. So I just distressed it. I went around the top and the bottom, and then I made a bunch of lines, kind of like this is a pumpkin. So I'm pretending like the little ceramic container is a pumpkin. And then I just took some Spanish moss and I plopped it on top. Then I took some hot glue and I glued the little twig here. Obviously use the 6000 if you want this to stay, although mine stayed pretty well. I put a lot of hot glue on it. And that's it. I just, oh no, a couple more little things. I'm just embellishing it, but that's pretty much it. This is so quick and easy, and I think it turned out so cute, and even my daughter's like, I love that. So I have this paper wrapped wire, and I just had this in my stash. It was probably from another project that I took apart, and I just wrapped it around the stem. And now I'm going to take a pencil. I did this backwards. Usually I wrap it around the pencil before I glue it on, but I glued this on and then wrapped it around the pencil. No biggie, not a big deal. So I wrapped it around the pencil 2 times, and that gives it that little curly Q look. And then after that, you can just manipulate it in however way you want. Pull it straight, bend it, however. And then I have these leaves that were in my stash too. I had a really beautiful pick, but I used the flowers and not the leaves. I love these, how these are green and orange. And then the other ones are kind of like a green and a brown, and they just look so cute with this little box here. And I believe I glued 3 of them onto this box. And yeah, that's it. I super love this, and I think this would be so cute, you know, in a bathroom. You could put it on a little shelf, you know, a little teeny little piece on your table. I just think that this is so super cute. I just love this piece. Oh yeah, see what I do at the end? I don't show you, but I add things on. I look at it and I'm like, oh, it needs something else. I put a little teeny acorn on it, and that's what I do. So anyway, today's collaboration is called Craft Your Stash, and we do it once a month, and I'd like to thank the amazing, talented, and sweet friends of mine, the hosts, Tosha with Sunflower Tosha, Joanna with Joanna's DIY Life, and the guest host, Tawanda, from Tawanda's Blessed Life. Put their channel links in my description box below so you can go check out their channels and show them some love. And please do go check out their channels if you already haven't, because they are so super talented. And also the playlist is in the description box below also. And so here is number 2. So I have these transfers and I just showed you. I got them on Amazon and I just showed you the package they came in. These are gorgeous. I think they were $9.99. I did have to wait a couple weeks to get them. They were out of stock, but they came back in. You guys, these are amazing. And these 2 frames are just from the Dollar Tree. This turned out, it was so easy. It took all of maybe 2 minutes to make, and it is so high-end looking, I think. So I just cut out the pumpkins that I really liked. I have the orange one with the blue flowers in it, and I clipped out a little extra blue flower for the top there. And then the first one was the blue pumpkin with the orange in it. I did clean it off with Windex really well, the front and the front and the back of the box there. I did have to put the transfer on the front of the frame, however, because you can see below it is white, so it's not a clear transfer, so I can't really put it on the back. But it doesn't matter. This just turned out so gorgeous. And that's it. You peel off the back. You take that little scraper thing that comes with it and you just scrape it really lightly. And then you can peel it off. And if all of the little pieces didn't come off of it, you just scrape it again until they all come off. You peel it off and you're done. And the reason that I put this frame on a towel there is because, you know, glass, particularly Dollar Tree frame glass, is very, very delicate and it can break very easily. So I put that towel on there to prevent that. Yep, and here's the second one. And I can't even say this is a craft, although I think I kind of can, because it's so simple. I feel guilty calling it a craft, but it's so beautiful looking. And this is something that you can put on a little, these are tiny, so you can put one on top of the other and hang them on a wall. And just, you know, anywhere. These would look really good, and it gives a little pop of that elegant fall touch. Okay, number 3. And by the way, I saved the best one for last, so stick around. But this one's super cute too. Okay, this is what I have. Do you guys remember this? This is from the Dollar Tree. I think I've had it for 3 years. And I thought, you know what? I can turn that into a pumpkin. And that's what I'm going to do. So I had that little piece that has just been laying around forever. I have the orange or the pumpkin chalk paint. I have some little picks and berries. I have some ribbon. I have that paper wrapped wire again, and this is again super easy but super cute. And this can be like a tiered tray piece, a little shelf sitter. It can fit into little nooks and crannies, and it just gives it a little pop of that fall flavor or that fall vibe that you're looking for. And it's like, again, I said, so easy. So I painted 2 coats of the pumpkin on that, and then I have my little makeup brush here again, and I put some antique wax on there, and I'm just going around the sides. I didn't want to paint pumpkin around the sides because it would have stained the wood, so I decided to go around it with the antique wax, because if it stains the wood, you are not going to see it. And you can also take a little baby wipe and then wipe it all off. So that's what I did, and then I just distressed it to make it look like a pumpkin with all those pumpkin lines in it. Now I have this ribbon that was in that pack that I showed you earlier, and this piece fit perfectly. I mean, it couldn't have been any better. And now I was going to paint it, but then I found this ribbon and I really liked it. So now I'm just going to glue it all around the sides, all 4 sides. So I just put a little bit of hot glue on both ends, and I put a teeny bit of hot glue right in the middle, as you can see there, to hold it. And I pulled it very, very tight. So the hot glue goes on the ends. You don't want it to seep through the ribbon, so that's why I put it on the ends, because if it seeps through the ribbon in the middle, you're gonna see it. But I put a tiny bit to hold it, and like I said, I pulled it really tight, and so far so good. Yeah, see, I had to pick that up and pull it tighter. I missed a little glue in the middle there, and because I put the glue in the middle, because it will buckle. Okay, so now I have this polka dot ribbon, and it coordinates with this really well, and this is the cool little bow I saw. So you make 2 loops and you crisscross them, and then there's a loop on the end and the back, and you pull the loop on the left side through the back, and that's it. Super easy. And I've been doing this lately. I make a lot of shoelace bows for little projects like this, and this is just super easy. Works like a charm if you have 2-sided ribbon. Like this is 2-sided ribbon. One side has polka dots, the other side is orange. So when you do the 2 loops, cross them, pull the top loop on the left through the back loop, and then pull it tight, and voila, perfect ribbon. So then I just glued it right up on top of that little cloud pumpkin, and then I'm just taking a few of these orange little picks I had in my stash. Instead of putting them across the top of the pumpkin, sometimes I'll hang them down just for a little bit of different interest. And I have these little plastic leaves, and I just cut a few out, and I just put them on top of the pumpkin there. And then I have a couple little berries, I think like 3 of them. These are tiny pieces, you guys. And yeah, this is what it looks like, and I love this. Matter of fact, I love all of my projects so much. Like, I think I exceeded my expectations in this one, and I usually don't, because I'm a perfectionist, and sometimes I get down on myself like, oh, I hate that piece, I'm gonna take it apart. But yeah, I was pretty happy. So you guys, please let me know which piece you like the best, because I am curious, because I can't pick. Probably this one, I don't know. Anyway, this is a lighted hanging pumpkin. And if you make this, here's what you need, and this is totally customizable. So I have 2 of the pumpkins, and I have 3 of these little crate pieces. I have, again, some pumpkin chalk paint, some jute, and a bunch of flowers, florals, stems, pieces. And I have this candle from the Dollar Tree. And you're gonna need 2 AA batteries if you have a candle like this. It has a little skeleton, that black part of the bottom has a skeleton on it, a skeleton face. I didn't like that at all. I don't like stuff like that, but anyway, you don't see it at all. I just glued it in the bottom, but you'll see here. So I painted all of these pieces, all 5 of them. The pumpkins, the front, the back, the sides, and the crates, the front, the back, and the sides, and I don't get in between the slats real well. It just doesn't matter, because I just want it to be very distressed looking, and you'll see how it turns out. So I painted everything, all of this orange, and I only gave it 1 coat, because that's the look that I was going for. And see how I'm sanding it off. And this is a rough piece of sandpaper I have on my finger sander here. I am really distressing that, so you can really see the natural color of the wood coming through. And I did it to all of these pieces, and the pumpkin was a little bit more delicate, so I did switch back and forth with my nail file, which works really well too. And then when you're done, make sure you just dust it off, clean it off really good. Now I used a combination of wood glue from the Dollar Tree and hot glue. And my hot glue is Gorilla Glue. That's the kind that I use. The wood glue and the hot glue cancels itself out, or it did for me anyway in this project. So I put the wood glue on first, and then after that was dry, then I put the hot glue on it. So however it works for you, this was just temperamental to put together. But do you see I have the 3 pieces there. The one is the bottom, and then the 2 are the sides, and then the pumpkins are going to go on both sides. So I marked it with a pencil where I'm going to put the glue. In here, I decided I just didn't want to wait for hours for the wood glue to, because I craft on my island to dry. So I craft on my island. It was kind of getting dinner time, and everybody's like, seriously, Mom, we gotta make dinner. So I was like, yeah, but I'm crafting. Anyway, I will have to show you my crafting island and my crafting room with my stash and everything in it one of these days. Soon, when I get it cleaned up. But anyway, I'm babbling about that. As you can see, I'm just gluing it. Now it's all dry. I'm reinforcing it on the inside, so you don't see all the little glue glops on the outside. Now it's all dry, and I just take some jute, one big long piece. I don't know how long this was, probably, I don't know, 2 feet, 1 foot on both sides. It just depends on how long you want this to hang. So I took one piece and strung it through one pumpkin through the other. And then I did the same thing on the other side. Took another piece, strung it through both pumpkins. Pulled it very tight. As you can see, I'm making sure it's tight, so there's no buckles in the middle there. And then I pulled it really tight on top. As you can see, I put a knot. It was hard to get this in the picture, but I put a knot on the end. There you go. Yep, so it's like a little hanging basket. And now I have my ivy that I've been using for 6 months now. I still have a ton left. Still a ton. I use it in a lot of projects, but I don't know. I think ivy still looks really good right now, as ferns do. I think it's kind of a transitional where you can kind of mix your fall florals, your fall leaves, and also ivy or ferns together, and gives it a real, I mean, it's still September, so it gives it a real nice transitional look. So I plopped that all in there, and then I glued, as I told you earlier, glued the base of that candle down there. Put the 2 AA batteries in that candle, and I just love that candle. I don't know why I unscrewed it there and screwed it back in, I don't know. But now I'm just plopping in a few flowers here and just a few little leaves. And yeah, I am so happy the way this turned out. This is hanging outside in my backyard. I have a little hanger that I hang my fern on. I just remove the fern and plop this on there, and yeah, I think this is so pretty. I didn't get a chance to show you how it lights up at night, but you could probably kind of see and picture how it looks. And yeah, so that's all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed my video. Remember to check out the host channels, the playlist, subscribe, like, all that good stuff. And like I always say, I'll be back real soon. And until then, you have a blessed week. Bye.